And why do you think that a referendum is the right way to solve Kosovo's status?
A referendum is the exercise of the right to self-determination. That means is a concrete collective freedom for the people of Kosovo. A referendum would bring the issue of Kosovo where the people are. At present, the issue of Kosovo has this planetary address, Security Council, where from Puerto Rico to Russia and China they can talk about us, but we cannot talk about ourselves. A referendum is the inauguration of democracy and at the same time enables to have afterwards individual freedom. Therefore, in our movement we believe that the precondition and the possibility at the same time for individual freedom is collective freedom. And the name of collective freedom in Kosovo is self-determination. Only realization of self-determination would enable truthful democracy in Serbia. As long as Serbia will have hopes and chances for having Kosovo again, we are going to have nationalistic, chauvinistic governments in Serbia, at least toward Albanians of Kosovo. Freedom is something that we cannot say that can be delayed, and neither have any kind of other substitution. It is a racist point of view if you tell to some people that they can be free later on, or they can have something else instead of freedom. Realization of self-determination would mean restoration of the dignity of the people of Kosovo and moral compensation for the losses and the sufferings of the past. Also, it will create opportunity for progress. At present, with UNMIK rule and nominally under Serbian sovereignty, we are deprived of the very chance for progress. Realization of self-determination would close the path of Serbia's influence and intrusion, and we know that the main category, political category in Belgrade always used to be and still is territory. They wanted territories in Croatia, couldn't get them in the end, wanted them in Bosnia, got Republika Srpska. Now they want some intrusion in Kosovo to have also some Serbian cantons and another Republika Srpska inside Kosovo to undermine functionality and existence of any sovereignty or independence for Kosovo. The other thing which is really important is that the truthful independence is only possible through referendum. It is not the problem that with negotiations independence is being delayed or postponed. The real problem is that independence is impossible through negotiations with Serbia and without referendum. Because only the right method can lead us to the right solution. With negotiations, the problem of Kosovo is only being additionally more and more complex. They are talking about declaration of independence at some point in the next year, but if that declaration is not being preceded by referendum, very easily that assembly, future assembly of Kosovo, can enter into another federation or confederation with Serbia. So referendum is both. In one hand is freedom for people, and on the other hand is constraint for politicians. When they declare independence of Kosovo, whatever eventual agreement of compromise with Serbia they do afterwards, they will have to come back to people and verify that agreement. But parallel to this, it is important to have Kosovo Protection Corps as an army of Kosovo and Kosovo Police Service as something which is under control of our government. Because with these forces we can protect independence. We have a very bitter example from Bosnia, when Bosnia was recognized on 7th of April 1992 by the United States of America, but we know very well what happened afterwards. First we had like armed embargo and Sarajevo for more than 3 years under siege, and around 200,000 Bosniaks being killed, and ultimately this led to Dayton, which produced Republika Srpska as a creature of genocide, as a political child of Karadzic and Mladic. So we need some kind of force to which Serbia would be afraid to intrude, to which Serbia would hesitate not to try to do another aggression in Kosovo. If they do declaration of independence without having beforehand referendum and without having control of our forces to protect that independence, it is very likely that simply Kosovo will enter the Bosniak scenario. It is very paradoxical and absurd how people of Kosovo, through the budget of Kosovo, finance Kosovo Police Service, which is being controlled by Richard Monk, police commissioner in the first pillar of UNMIK. So I think that in order to have declaration of independence, which will create and produce independence on the ground, we need parallel to have these both things, referendum and protective force.
You say you want independence, but why is autonomy so unacceptable for you?
We had previously autonomy, which was granted to us in the year 1974, but we simply lost autonomy in the year 1989 because Serbia abolished it. So Serbia is offering to us autonomy for this very reason, to take it back after some time. Autonomy is not the will of the people of Kosovo, and autonomy is something which Albanian people of Kosovo will never accept. So we want full independent sovereign state of Kosovo, which implies a Ministry of Defense and Army, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, seat in UN, and territorial integrity. These cannot be achieved and cannot be done by autonomy.